I find this incident to be embarrassing. I would be embarrassed if I was a high-stakes pro. Everyone at the table essentially colludes together.
God bless America. All right. Bakes, baby. Yeehaw. No business like show business.
You know, clock me whenever you feel it's appropriate. We're on a pay jump, and this is how it works.
Not like that. Not like that.
The 2025 WSOP was supposed to be a celebration of skill, strategy, and the beautiful game of poker. Instead, it became ground zero for one of the most contentious debates in the game's modern history. The problem wasn't just that play was slow, it was a systematic abuse that turned poker into a crawling, frustrating mess that had players, fans, and even Daniel Negreanu calling it a black mark on the game. In the center of this controversy were three main figures who became the faces of everything wrong with poker's current pace of play rules. Martin Cabral had already built a reputation for excessive tanking and constant speech play, but 2025 took his antics to a whole new level.
Yeah, we won against Germany. I'm happy. I'm celebrating. Premature celebration. Not like that. Not like that.
No more recording, sir. It's a big pot. The pot over 2 million, you can't record.
Will Kassouf returned to the WSOP stage with his characteristic blend of verbal intimidation and time-consuming decision-making. Kassouf has been widely criticized for slow play down in the main event and had the clock called on him over 20 times on day 6.
It's been 7 seconds.
I don't care, bro.
You do it every time.
Four.
Like a sheep. Meh. Clack. 3, 2, 1.
What's the friend?
Dead hand.
The most egregious example came from Ike Haxton, who shocked the poker world by tanking for a full 6 minutes on a pay jump in the main event. With just one chip behind and facing an all-in for his entire tournament life, Haxton had virtually no decision to make. Folding was never an option. Yet he used those 6 minutes to angle shoot, hoping another player at a different table would bust first and secure him a higher payout. Haxton told the table multiple times that they could call the clock.
You know, clock me whenever you feel it's appropriate. We're on a pay jump, and this is how it works.
Still, no one did until he tanked for a full 6 minutes. One player even managed to eat his dinner while Haxton was in the tank. So what enables this abuse? The current WSOP clock system reveals fundamental flaws in how poker tournaments manage pace of play. When a player calls for a clock, the dealer must first consult with floor staff to determine if the player has had reasonable time to act.
Floor clock, 6:36.
Only then does a 30-second countdown begin, which can be reduced for repeat offenders. This cumbersome process means that by the time action is finally taken, excessive delays have already occurred. The burden of enforcement falls squarely on players' shoulders, creating an uncomfortable dynamic where competitors must police each other. Many players hesitate to call the clock, especially against high-profile professionals or in tense situations where calling attention to slow play might be seen as unsporting. This reluctance creates an environment where chronic stallers can operate with impunity. Will Kassouf's experience perfectly illustrates how the system can break down. After repeated infractions, he was eventually given a 10-second verbal countdown for every decision. The situation escalated to such a degree that Kassouf was ultimately banned from the remainder of the WSOP series after his elimination from the main event.
God bless America. All right. Bakes, baby. Yeehaw. No business like show business. It's showtime. Wait till I come back, 1 round penalty. You're finished. You're ruined. You're done. Enjoy your 1 round. When I'm back, you're finished. Broke, skinned, under it. Done and dusted. All ironed out for 1 year at least. You're finished. Watch when I come back.
Have his contact. You're more.
No, he's not going to respond to me. Can you call Jack Heffel out here, please? If that's the ruling.
Security's ready to take you to get
Well, I'm going to
paid.
do an interview with Sarah if you don't mind. But
After you get paid, security's going to escort you off the property.
right,
You can
okay.
meet up with her to get paid.
So I can't come here in the event center anymore. So I could be in the horseshoe in Paris, but not in the event center. That's what you're saying.
No, We've turned this over to security.
Why? What have I done wrong?
Hey, we're gonna walk out this way
Okay,
and get you paid.
so what's the situation?
We're security. We have nothing to do with poker. We're just gonna walk you out, okay? We're gonna walk you and go get you paid, okay?
Martin Cabral's behavior at various final tables throughout the summer showed how stalling tactics could completely disrupt the flow of play. Tournament staff eventually intervened, mandating a 10-second shot clock for every hand he played. Despite the controversy, he captured multiple deep runs and even won his 4th WSOP bracelet. Enter Daniel Negreanu, who has become the most vocal advocate for fundamental changes to tournament poker. In his daily vlogs and social media posts, Negreanu did not hold back his criticism of the stalling epidemic, calling it a black mark on the game and demanding action from tournament organizers.
With a high-stakes player who plays buy-ins of 250,000 or something, puts like 99% of his chips in pre-flop, another player goes on, so he's 1 chip left, right? So in this case, there is no decision to be made. There is no world where he's folding. So the only reason to take any time whatsoever is to stall/steal for a pay jump. You know, the whole table, frankly, benefits if everyone just lets him sit there, right? Because now other people can go broke. Everyone at the table essentially colludes together, right? In order to, you know, all ensure a pay jump.
Some pros like David Baker rallied behind Negreanu. Tables shouldn't tolerate 6 minutes tank with 1 chip left. This is literally stealing from the other participants that aren't doing that. While other players, including Johnny Moreno, took Haxton's side. He's playing within the rules, so I wouldn't expect him to do anything less than maximizing his own EV.
I find this incident to be embarrassing. I would be embarrassed if I was a high-stakes pro. Obviously, you know, we have to update the rules and things like that, but I think what people don't realize too is like, just because you say, oh guys, by the way, I'm gonna stall for a pay jump, that's not the hero move it looks like. Because now the entire table is incentivized to go, you know what? This is good for us. Let him stall. Let him stall all the time. Everybody else goes broke, hey, we're in the money, right? You know what I'm saying? Or we make more money out of this.
But Negreanu didn't just complain about the problem. He proposed a comprehensive solution that could revolutionize tournament poker. Drawing inspiration from an unlikely source, professional golf, Negreanu seized on comments made by Bryson DeChambeau about timing entire rounds to combat slow play. Bryson had suggested that professional golf should start timing complete rounds, noting that it hadn't been implemented because people are too scared to be exposed.
It's very simple. It's not difficult at all. You individually time everybody for their whole entire round. Very simple. Nobody wants to do it because people are too scared to get exposed. I think it'd be more fair towards everybody. You know, if somebody is playing slower, the guy can go up to him and say, hey man, like you're over par with your time. Because all you do is you just time him for every single shot that he gets there, puts the bag down, and how long it takes him to hit that shot. And then how long it takes him to walk to the green. I mean, it's not rocket science.
This observation sparked Negreanu's vision for poker's future, which are chess clocks. Not just any chess clock system, but a sophisticated increment-based approach that would reward fast play while maintaining fairness for genuinely difficult decisions. Under Negreanu's vision, every player would receive a 5-second delay before their clock begins ticking. This buffer ensures that routine decisions like folding or making the standard bets don't consume valuable time. The real innovation comes with the increment system. When players fold quickly, they receive 5 seconds added to their total time bank. This creates a direct incentive for efficient play while building up time reserves for genuinely complex decisions. Triton Poker has been a pioneer in this space, using action clocks across all their events with great success. But despite the success of action clocks in high-end events, implementing them across the entire WSOP schedule faces significant challenges. The primary obstacle is training and infrastructure. The WSOP employs hundreds of dealers each summer, many of whom are temporary hires brought in specifically for the series. Adding action clock management to their responsibilities would require extensive additional training and equipment. There is also resistance for some players who view unlimited thinking time as a fundamental right in poker. These players argue that complex decisions, especially in tournament play, deserve whatever time is necessary. They contend that artificial time limits could could force suboptimal play and reduce the skill element that makes poker compelling.
Because they all know I'm on 10-second shot clock on every decision. So just me on the table. So dealer's counting down 9, 8, pre-flop, and then on flop 9, 8, so, and then on the river I'm facing a 3 million chip bet. And you know I don't act on impulse. I don't go on tilt. I'm a thinking player. I think about these hands. I thought I had the best hand, but I didn't act on impulse on call. And he showed pocket 10s, pocket queens, pocket ace-7, he's got full house. So I folded, and he had queen 9. That was bullshit. So that affected my decision. I would have had at least 7 million chips in.
The 2025 WSOP stalling scandal has accelerated conversations about poker's future that might have taken years to develop. The days of unlimited thinking time in tournament poker appear numbered. The question is no longer if timing systems will become standard, but when and how they will be implemented.